Hello and welcome to another Demon 212 original SNES card review. Today I'm going to be taking a look at Batman Forever, and if you've never played the game before, it's basically Mortal Kombat meets Final Fight. It's something that really I'm going to have to show you because it sounds a bit odd, but it is. At the start you've got between normal game and training mode, and basically normal game is obviously the game, the training mode you just choose an enemy to fight, and then you can put it on 1 player, 2 player co-op or 2 player competitive. Co-op and competitive are the same thing, but it just means it allows friendly fire on so you can hit each other, so if you want to fight each other then that's pretty much the only way you're going to do it. You do actually get 55 lives though, so if you want to beat the game then that's probably the best way to do it, even though you can hit each other, you'll just have to be careful. You can then choose control methods. Personally I stick to the first one, the game's hard enough to control as it is, and then you can choose the music and the difficulty. Many people hate the music on this game, but many people hate the game, and personally I don't think either are that bad. I think this game gets a lot of flack that it doesn't deserve. It's one of them things that if you just persist with it and learn its moves and controls, then you'll be able to have a bit of fun with it. 1 player though, to be fair, is pretty much deathly boring. It's just it's definitely a co-op game, especially because the whole point is Batman has moves to complement Robin and Robin has moves to complement Batman. At the start then, when you actually start the game, you've got different gadgets that you can choose from and the likes, which this one here is just a defensive item, so I'll take this simply because it's one of the easiest to pull off. And then there's also things like the force wall and the electric pellets and batarang and stuff like that, so I'll take the pellets. You also start with standard stuff as well, standard gadgets, which are just there like the batarang and stuff like that. Then you've got the story bit, which loads of people hate, so quite frankly I'm just going to skip it, because if you've ever seen the atrocious Batman Forever movie, then you know the whole story plot line anyway. You'll notice that this game actually has load times. That's what the hold on thing was, which is quite miraculous because I've now got 2 SNES games that have load times, but I can't remember what the hell the other one is. But anyway, now there's no enemies on the screen. This is what I mean by Mortal Kombat basically. You've actually got the same controls. You've got your high punch, your low punch, your kick and your other kick. And you've even got your roundhouse kick, you've got your sweep, you've got your uppercut. It is Mortal Kombat, but in a Final Fight style. Loads of people, as I say, complain about the controls, but personally the only thing I think is hard on the game is being able to fire your grappling hook up, which is basically you have to slam select and up at the same time to fire it up. Sometimes, as you can see there, you'll just jump though. However, if you just push select on its own, then instead of climbing up places, then you just swing across the screen, which is pretty cool. The gadgets and the likes, if you are thinking about buying this game and you're thinking about getting the instruction manual to help you out with the controls of the gadgets, then I honestly wouldn't bother, because this has got to be the worst made instruction manual I've ever seen in my life. As for example, there are such things like to use, I think it's the Robin's sticky glue or something like that, you have to do down, forward, Y, and that's what it says in the booklet. You actually have to do something like forward, down, X. So the controls are completely different. So as I say, it's not something that, to be honest, I'd worth bothering with the instructions. It's a type of thing where get yourself over to Game FAQs and see if they've got real controls. If not, then just sit down for half an hour and it's pretty easy to work it out. It took me and my friend last night about 15 minutes to pretty much work out how to use all of the gadgets and work out which ones were actually useful and the likes. All the time that you're playing, it's, as I say, it's a Final Fight style game. The whole point is bad guys just pop out, their energy meter comes up at the top there, and the whole point is that you just beat them up and kill them and then go on to the next section. There's Riddler's question marks all over the place, which can be quite irritating because, well, I suppose they can be kind of helpful at certain points because it lets you know, like, in here you have to go up, but at the same time it's a type of thing that you pretty much know that you have to go up. So they can be irritating, but I suppose if you've never played the game before, they can be quite helpful. Don't really know what else there is left to say really. I mean, there's the only other control thing I haven't said, which isn't actually in the instruction book again, is if you hold R and push down, then you go down the floor. There's all sorts of other things like grab moves, which can be a pain in the butt to pull off. It's the likes of forward, E, and then you have to keep holding it. So anyway, I think I've said enough about how the controls in the game are a bit bleh, but then again, who the hell hasn't said that over and over again over the 10 years? Gonna shut up for a few seconds and let you listen to some of the music that is fabled for being some of the worst in the video game history. So there we go then, that was a bit of the music. That's pretty much all you're going to be hearing the entire time. It never really changes, it's like just a minute long and it just constantly repeats itself. So again, that's why there's the music off option there. There's 8 levels overall on the game, and you do fight famous bad guys from it, the likes of Riddler and Two-Face, but to be honest there's a load of bad guys in it that I don't really recognise from the film. Possibly the funniest one are the guys with a chainsaw who can actually wield the chainsaw, and there's no other way to describe it. They actually grind the chainsaw off your balls. So it's quite a funny moment when you first discover it, to be fair. When you first see it, it's something that you'll end up laughing at most likely. But as I say, I don't really know what else there is to say about the game. It's a Mortal Kombat style Final Fight game. In one player it can be a bit boring and loads of people, as I say, hate the game. In 2 player, if you've got a mate who likes this type of thing and you're both willing to just learn the controls, I think you can have some fun with it, because it's not as bad as what everyone says. I mean, obviously it's all opinion and I'm not going to try and change anyone's opinion. I'm just basically saying, personally, I don't think it's as bad as what people say it is. It's the type of thing where obviously if it came to the BC, then I wouldn't say I'd rush out and spend 800 points on it, but if you could find it for £1 or £2 on eBay, then it might be worth doing. So there we go then. That's been the review. I hope you found it helpful. I don't score the games because that's based purely on opinion, so instead I'll leave you to make your own mind up. So thanks for watching, and if you've got any questions about the game that I didn't answer in the vid or that hasn't been answered in the comments, then feel free to ask and I'll help if I can. Also, if you did find it helpful, don't forget to check out my channel, because there's plenty more like this up there, and don't forget to subscribe because there'll be plenty more to come as well. So until next time, this has been Demon212, signing off.